TGO, Tom Gruenwald Outdoors, is brought to you by HT, premium ice tackle since 1974. Polar Fire Gear, this is how it's done. Tourism Saskatchewan, Canada's best freshwater fishing. Vexilar, ice fishing begins when you turn your Vexilar on. Kalispell, Montana, discovery in every direction. And these other fine sponsors.
Hello everyone and welcome to Tom Gruenwald Outdoors. I'm Tom Gruenwald and today we're in one of my favorite ice fishing destinations, the beautiful province of Saskatchewan. We've got a whole group of people that are going to be able to fish with us on this trip too. I've got HT Pro staff members Andrew Smitty Smith and Steve Bunka, along with both Jeff and Jason Matity, two guys who really know the waters that we're going to be fishing up here for the next couple of days. We also have local fishing fanatic Ted Cockwell, phenomenon here in Saskatchewan, and we also have a really special guest, Neil Hughes of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders CFL football team. Just won the Grey Cup here in their home stadium. He's not only a good football player, he's also a really good stick on the ice. Gonna enjoy fishing with him. The waters are here in Saskatchewan, of course, are expansive. We've got a lot of opportunities to try different waterways. We've chosen Last Mountain Lake. And the reason we've chosen Last Mountain Lake is the variety of species we have available. We've got some jumbo perch, we've got giant ciscos, both of which are really fun to go jig and catch through the ice. But in addition, both of those species form a forage base that sustains some tremendous northern pike, and even better yet, a world-class walleye fishery. The 4-pound test line record, world record for walleye, was taken here on Last Mountain Lake. That fish measured over 33 inches in length and weighed out at almost 14 pounds. The funny thing is that 10, 12, and 14-pound walleyes are caught every winter through the ice on Last Mountain Lake. And that's our goal. We're going to go out there and see. We're going to do a little jigging, focusing kind of on trying to catch those walleyes. I'm sure that in the process we're going to catch a few other species as well, but we're going to hope for a big walleye. Now, the odds are awfully challenging, we'll put it that way. Weather reports are we're supposed to be seeing 35 to 45 kilometer per hour winds, gusting up to 60 kilometers per hour, along with some brutally cold temperatures. To get out there and try to fish this is not going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge, but we've got the people here that are up to that challenge. We're going to give it a try and see what we can do. So come on along with us as we fish right here on Saskatchewan's Last Mountain Lake. Hey, we're in Saskatchewan, and I can't think of a better person to get out and do a little ice fishing with than Neil Hughes, number 32, Saskatchewan Rough Riders Grey Cup winners. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It is. It's awesome getting you out here on the ice, too.
Oh, it's awesome. It's a dream come true for me, too. It's pretty cool to be out here fishing with all these guys, and I've seen your TV show. I got a PVR, and it's something I like to watch, too, when I got some time. So it's pretty cool to be able to be out here fishing with you guys.
Well, it's awesome, and right after the big championship too.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. And you're playing around a little bit in addition to jigging, trying the ice rigger out.
Yeah, well, I had this out a couple of years ago with my daughter, and she actually caught her first little fish on here. But
great.
I'm not sure if I know exactly how to use it properly.
Sure. Well, it's pretty simple. The idea is basically you got a combination of a jigging system and a tip up. All right. So the rod, just put the butt inside of the rod holder right here. And then your line comes down into this little trip right here. The flag's underneath it. And the best thing to do, you want to try to get a decent angle on these. So you don't want to come off, a lot of people try coming off the rod tip and go down. Yeah. You actually want to come more off here or here, someplace where when the fish does bite, the line fits in right here between that trip clip. Flag fits underneath the trip bar. Now when a fish bites, pulls the line back up toward the reel, of course that turns the trip bar, flag pops up to signal the strike. Now, if you leave the bail open, the beauty of that is that the line will come off of there too, Neil. So the fish can continue to run. You come up, you set the hook when you're ready to, and there's no automatic hook sets or anything like that. So see the flag go up, run over it just like a tip up, no wet hands, just snap the bail shut and reel your fish in.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, you betcha. Thank you for coming along, and congratulations again on that Grey Cup win, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You got it. Just let him have it for a second, maybe, and then pound him, huh?
There we go.
Now he's on. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, no. He's coming right up toward me. He did that before, too. Well, that was fun. Didn't have time to reset that thing. He just pounded it.
There's more fishing action to come right here on TGO.
That is fun.
I love that sound.
That is fun. It's hard to tell how big these fish are, too, because sometimes they just kind of swim towards you when you first hit them. I'm going to guess it's a pike.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Loosen up the drag a little bit, let them go.
It's chunky.
Man, this is fun. Come on, fish. There you go.
There you
Got him.
go.
That's not a bad one, huh?
Hey.
Look at that. On the ice
one.
rigger. On the ice rigger. Got him right in the corner of the mouth, huh?
Look at that chunky belly.
Oh, they grow so big in here. It's just unbelievable how fat they are.
Try to cover his eyes up here.
Yep. So can we get the hook without a spreaders, or do we need a spreaders, I think?
I might be able to get it. It's right here.
All right. Beautiful. All right. There you go. You can catch them jigging. You can catch them with tip-ups. And you can catch them rigging.
Just fat, hey?
Oh, that's fun.
Got a full little belly.
Eating up on those Cisco's, I think, huh?
Yeah.
All right, girl. Then we just give them a second. And there she goes.
Awesome.
Ice riggers work too. We're
Yeah.
catching them every way you can.
Perfect.
Tip-ups, riggers, and jigging. I love it.
Let's find out how it's done with a TGO tackle tip from Tom.
You know, Steve, Jeff mentioned that one of his favorite techniques out here is to have one rod set up with kind of a larger profile, more flashy, vibrant bait, and work it more aggressively. And then next to that, have like a dead stick or more of a finesse system. And that's something that really works well.
You know, it really has, and we've seen it, the spoon jigging rapidly draws in fish, and you can see it right on the Vexilar. And by the way they react to it, you can anticipate almost which rod they're going to bite on.
Exactly. And when you get a big wide flat like this, we got a lot of scattered fish. It's nice to have that extra flash, that vibration, that big profile bait, or bait that appears to be a big profile, like a blade or a rattle type bait. Hey, and if they're aggressive, they hit that, great. If they don't, like you say, you can watch on the Vexilar, and if they don't look like they're that aggressive, you can drop that rod, come over and pick up that dead stick or that finesse system and just kind of play it a little bit and see if you can tempt them to strike. So it's a great system.
Smitty and I see that quite often, where people will go with the more subtle approach only, and you can really miss out on that aggressive, fast bite with those large profile spoons.
You really can. And there's, it can be arguments made either way for how to handle different fishing situations with the bigger, more aggressive, or the slower, more finesse type thing. And this way here, you're covering both ends, so it works out really, really well. Cover both ends of the spectrum and see what the fish decide they want to take. It's a great system, something maybe you want to give a try this winter.
Right on.
It's getting close here.
Nice.
Another little walleye. All right. That was a really aggressive fish, that one. He came right up off the bottom on it. Chased it 3 or 4 times. Beauty little guy. Perfect for the pan, yeah. Hey? Man, they present well. Nice one. Okay, let's get him back in there. So I just picked up a couple walleye first thing this morning. And this is the lure I'm using. It's the HT chatter spoon or rattle spoon. Really nice, versatile bait. Color is great for walleye. I love the green and the reds for walleye. It's got really nice action on it. It flutters and spins, so it's great bait for jigging. It's also got the rattle on the back. works really good to attract fish, bring them in, a little sound, a little vibration. It's also got a glow paint on the back, so you can light it up, and in low light conditions, it'll really stand out. I've got a tip with an eye for bait. You can use perch eye, Cisco eye, walleye, anything like that, and they're really hitting it well this morning, so hopefully we're gonna get some big ones on. And I just noticed a mark appear on my Vexilar here, so I'm gonna get that down the hole and see if we can't get another one.
Yeah, better go check it out.
So that walleye came up really aggressively.
Yep.
And it was a matter of a second before he inhaled that chatter spoon.
Yeah, well, you got finally the light's starting to drop. This is the magical hour now. Nice fish. Look how fat those things are, huh?
That one must run maybe 4, 4.5, something like that.
I would say you're pushing that, Mark. Yeah, you bet.
That's nice.
Yeah, really good. And they're getting more aggressive when we're starting to mark more fish, so.
Awesome. Awesome.
Beautiful last mountain.
Unbelievable.
Now, let's get one about 5 inches longer. How about
Let's keep going. You bet.
We're gonna get that back.
Yeah, get her back in there. Oh yeah, she's gonna be fine.
We got so pumped about that walleye, we decided to stay out and fish the twilight bite. And even so, with all the fishing action, decided to make a second day out of it. Got together with Jeff. We had a number of GPS coordinates pre-entered. We got out on the ice, started drilling a lot of holes and moving around, trying to find those fish. If there's one thing I've learned in all my years of ice fishing for walleyes, it's that big walleyes move, and so do we. We're looking for just those right spots, trying to find those inside turns, the right weeds, the right rocks. We could get on these big fish. And Last Mountain has big fish.
You're watching TGO, Tom Gruenwald Outdoors.
All right, well, we're fishing some pretty big water, and we're searching for big fish, and that combination's a tough one, because obviously there's not nearly as many of those big top predators in the system as there are a lot of the smaller fish, and somehow you got to key in on exact specific spots where you're going to really be able to find those fish, and the key to it is location. What you want to do is be able to find a combination of forage and cover, and a lot of times that'll happen right where you get a bottom content transition from hard to soft. And right here, we're at the bottom of a fairly gradual break from shallow flat down into the soft mud bottom, and we're just working along that edge. You know, it's hard out here. The wind is blowing. It's difficult. I mean, it's cold. You try to drill several holes, and the snow blows in and fills them up. It's hard to go back and find them, skim them out, and keep going. But I'll tell you what, no matter how tough the bite gets or how tough the conditions are, you got to stay confident. You got to keep working, keep moving, keep drilling holes, and find those spots. It's that kind of work and that kind of concentration and focus and confidence that's going to help you get onto these big fish and make you successful. Either way, he's putting up a good tussle there.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice little pike.
Yeah. There you go. Well, they like that spoon, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, I snagged him.
Well, you know what happens a lot of times, the fish will come in, they kind of take a swipe at the bait, you know, and you pull back and catch them on the side of the mouth. Not unusual. There you go.
Popped right out.
Well, that's what it takes. That warms you up a little bit then. You get the blood flowing when you catch a few of these fish.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is kind of cool. I mean, we've got a mix of all different kinds of stuff. I mean, we got the pike, we got some walleyes coming through. Obviously, we're catching a few of the Ciscos.
Yeah.
And you got a couple of the burbot in here. So we're in the right spot.
Yeah, and this guy came in hot, so
Cool.
looking forward to catching a few more of these, maybe a little bigger today.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, buddy. Go tell your big sister to come bite my hook.
Tell your cousins the walleyes.
Yeah.
And the bigger ones, the better.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, though. You just let them take a little bit of water, and when they're ready, they'll go. That was awesome. You not only know how to play football, you can catch fish, man. I love it.
When I was young, my grandpa actually took me out for my first ice fishing trip, and we were up a little more north of where we are today fishing. And one of the things he told me on the way out was, when I'm cutting holes, make sure you step away from the holes and don't put your boot in the hole. And lo and behold, first thing I do is back right into a hole. Boot goes down, fills up with water. So I was bootless, and my grandpa was pretty upset. He threw me in the truck. I remember I was crying and I was all upset, and drove back to the farm and dropped me on the front step there and said, go in the house. And he was back out fishing again right away. And you know, that was a memory that sticks in my mind. And you know, he's the one who got me hooked on ice fishing. He helped me, you know, get out, and it's a great thing to do out here in Saskatchewan, is to get out and do some ice fishing in the winter, because this is awesome.
He's put a pretty good bend in the rod. Yeah, it's a pike. Oh, he rolled on your line a little bit, so just take it easy. Get his head back up. Just came through. There you go. He's kind of noosed there on the front. Oh, he took that chatter spoon again, huh? They like that.
They do like that a lot. Oh, you had it. Oh, come on.
Yeah, he's just wrapped. Bingo.
There we go. Look at that.
Well, they sure are fun, though. You know, a lot of people overlook jigging pike, I think, too. You know, when you're out, you're doing this walleye thing.
Yeah.
You can actually catch quite a few pike jigging. It doesn't have to just be tip-ups. So while your tip-ups are set, hey, take an extra line and do a little jigging.
Yeah, why not? And they're fun to fight on those jigging rods too.
Absolutely.
Lots of slamming back and forth. And if you get a big one, then you're in for a real fight on the jigging rods.
And then you got the combination, like what Neil's doing. You know, set one of the ice riggers up, put the rod in, you get to still see the flag go up, and you don't have to worry about the wet hands afterwards. Just set the hook and fight the fish on the rod and reel. It's the best of both worlds.
Beauty fish.
Very nice.
Much bigger in here, so
Yeah.
we should get it in and try to get another one.
Love the action, though. Love the action.
Super good action.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
Right on.
All right.
Great stuff.
Now let's get a bigger one.
You bet.
He's doing the pike fight, though.
Oh, it's a walleye.
Oh, a nice walleye?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
I won't actually pinch your line, but I may guide it. It's a really nice walleye.
Yep. Hang on. Just about half.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
TGO, Tom Gruenwald Outdoors.
Nice and easy.
I won't actually pinch your line, but I may guide it. It's a really nice walleye.
Yep. Hang on. Just about half.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Just take it easy, Smitty. Let it get tired. Get her head turned. There you go. There you go. That's what we came here for right there. Awesome. Awesome.
Chatter spoon right in the corner of the mouth.
Right in the corner of the mouth. Yep. Boy, they sure get fat on those big Cisco's, don't they?
Well, that's using the same technique that we were talking about. We used it yesterday. I've got the flasher spoon over here.
Yep.
Jigging aggressively, brought it in. As soon as the mark came on, I jigged it a little bit, came up, headed right away.
Look at that. Just
Yep.
beautiful fish.
Beautiful. There you go, Smitty. That's how to do it.
Thanks, Tom.
Way
That's
to
good
go.
stuff, eh?
Nice fish. Well, no, that was an adventure out there, wasn't it, Steve?
Absolutely. I mean, we saw all kinds of weather conditions. We still managed to get a lot of nice fish.
It's unbelievable. You caught a nice perch, caught some fat Cisco's, which was kind of fun. Then we got into the pike. We didn't catch anything huge, although Neil had a pretty darn nice one up to the hole. But we caught those pike jigging. We caught them on tip-ups. We caught them on ice riggers. And we still got some beautiful walleyes as well.
Really nice. And I mean, just knowing that at any point in time, it could be a 12, 13, 14-pound walleye. I mean, that's what keeps me going on a lake like this. Even on days when you go out, you don't get a lot of fish. At any second, it could change, and it could be a fish of a lifetime.
But the excitement of a trophy or a serious trophy potential lake like Last Mountain is really something. And we've got several waters like that here in Saskatchewan we could choose from.
Yeah, I mean, there's just in the south, drive-to destinations. You've got Tobin, you've got Last Mountain, you've got Diefenbaker, all that have documented walleye caught in nets through test netting over 20 pounds. And I mean, giant pike, all of them hold 50-inch pike.
Last Mountain Lake doesn't have the same regulations that have been applied on Tobin, but Tobin, that fishery has really been protected and preserved by that special slot, hasn't it?
You know, at one time, Tobin Lake saw a decline in the fishery. Once people figured out that there were giant walleye, giant pike, the town council rallied around the lake and petitioned to get regulations put in.
And now what you see today is a really good slot limit, which has allowed the fishery to strengthen and grow. And that's something I'd really like to see. I mean, the big ones in the south here are Last Mountain, Diefenbaker Lake. They could both benefit from similar regulations.
And it's so important with a fishery like Last Mountain Lake to be able to preserve that for future generations. And you look at some of these other lakes like Tobin, where those regulations have been effective and have saved that fishery so that more people have the opportunity to enjoy that. Hey, we can't wait to come back. Steve, I thank you so much. Thank you all the people at Tourism Saskatchewan that help make the trip possible. FishingSaskatchewan.ca. If you're interested in fishing any of these lakes we've been talking about here in Saskatchewan, FishingSaskatchewan.ca has got everything you can imagine for information and plenty of contacts and things. So until next time, looking forward to seeing you again right here on Tom Gruenwald Outdoors.
TGO has been brought to you by HT, premium ice tackle since 1974. Polar Fire Gear, this is how it's done. Tourism Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan, Canada's best freshwater fishing. Vexilar, ice fishing begins when you turn your Vexilar on. Kalispell, Montana, discovery in every direction. And these other fine sponsors. TGO, where it's all ice fishing all the time.